Test. There we go. Piece by piece, it's starting to work. One sec. Okay, there we go. Okay. I just need to test audio real quick. Okay, sounds like audio is working perfectly fine. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. It's my I guess screw up. So I updated OBS and it logged me out of everything. So I just saw the update a second ago, did it, and then I was like, okay, sure, why not update? I have like another 4 minutes to spare, and then it proceeded to log me out of pretty much everything for the update, which was something to note, I guess. I increased the volume of the music from before. I'm not sure if it's coming through, but for the most part, I'm going to be working today on closing the gameplay loop. That means we're going to be bumping into a whole bunch of problems that were not problems originally, but suddenly become problems. That's just the nature of things. It's a little annoying because these were probably systems, like I just bumped into one not too long ago, a system that effectively worked, then suddenly decides that, hey, I'm going to start throwing exceptions. So we're going to be designing out one system and getting errors in other systems that it's going to be trying to communicate. They're hella funny. So yeah, this is, I guess I'll showcase some of the stuff that we've gotten accomplished. It's a little bit broken. Like if I go over here right now, it's not broken. Technically, I'm working on these areas, but like if I click this, it's supposed to pop up the other menu, but it's going to show you this is going to be what the commissions menu looks like. So you can go here, you can hit commissions, or you can hit submissions. You're going to be able to double click, and double clicking will basically allow you to, if it's a commission, to accept the commission. Once you accept the commission, it is removed. I'm thinking. Yeah, we should probably... Yeah, we're going to remove it from this and then just put it under submissions. Right? And then you'll have your thing over here that's tracking how close you are until you're completed, as well as the rewards that you would get from submitting that commission. The area over here, though, is going to just remove it once you get it. And this can hold up to 16 commissions, is what I'm thinking. Yeah. So that's the idea. And then once this is set up, you'll be able to... The first question I'm going to do is going to be... Or first commission I'm going to do... Yeah, I spelled commission wrong, whatever. Is going to be... I have to go back and fix that. The first commission you're going to do is... Is kill an enemy, right? So I'm going to just grab that template enemy that I was talking about before. That's going to give me an error. I have to fix that error, but the idea is you defeat a couple, whatever that number is that the commission is going to look for, and then we submit, and then we get the reward. If we've gotten that done, traversing the world The world can generate commissions. We can take those commissions, go into a dungeon, complete the commission, come back out, and then submit it. We have finished the majority of this game's gameplay loop. Like, that's basically what the game is about. It's a looter, essentially, right? So you're supposed to be going into dungeons and stuff like that. But more importantly, it's an RPG also, which means that I've created a control system for doing narrative step by step, right? Because that's how RPGs work. You accomplish a narrative, you persist that data, and then you check to see what the player has accomplished and navigate the story based on that. Right? So, like, we know that if you've gotten this quest done, then in the background, it's added to whatever the flags are that you've done, and then we can add in chapter 2 started, or chapter 3, whatever. That's the idea. This doesn't, nothing here is going to work except obviously this. We need to correct this. Okay. Outside of that, this is kind of in a debug state, so I have like a huge vision. When I left click, I just increased the vision. But the idea is I can move over here. And it's gonna just reveal some tiles. And it should, there we go, yeah. So we have a fog of war kind of effect going on here where this is outside of our range, so we don't really know what's going on in that area anymore. I've added in that now we can see how long it's going to take us to get from point A to point B. So it's going to take us 1 day and 2 weeks to get from here to right here. All right. We've added some art for differentiating cities from towns, from villages. We put in some clouds also. And I tried to make this come to life a little bit more by adding some shader animation to the UI. We can also just go to the journal, and we don't have any quests completed, but we can track quests now. Oh, what the heck? Ah, that's what. Okay. Right. So yeah, like this is the quest. We get this quest right away, or at least we get it on the first day. I could probably just remove this, but we get this quest immediately. Let's see what else. Yeah, so we can track these now, and they show up over here. I'm not sure about this color, but I mean, it kind of, I'm vibing with it. It's visible. We haven't well, I mean, this is here, but I don't think this is doing anything quite yet. The system behind it is there, it's just that, there's nothing, I haven't really decided on what progression looks like yet for these. And there's supposed to be another tab over here for some other, like, utilitarian stuff. I mean, this could just be redone entirely, and I could make, like, an entire node system where you start off and you can branch out and select, right, like the different ones, and then you could level up the individual ones. Like there could be like a node here for increasing some stat in the middle, and then it like branches out into like the sword category, like weapon mastery category, and then the weapon mastery category can branch out into the 5 different weapons. And same thing with spells. I think there's more spells though. There's spell, and then there's 1, 2, 3, yeah. Right? And then like spells can have, but this is gonna be good for now. Maybe down the road, I'll revisit that and then just do like a quick conversion for the experience so that way you can just buy in. I think I like that more than this, I'll be honest. Like just the nodes, like you get a node and then you can click the node and then like level it up up to your cultivation base. I think I like that more. This is fine though, like you can see what rank you are in spells. This is okay, I think. And the only reason I didn't do the node is because it was going to get expansive. Like, I think this, I was going for a much more consolidated approach, right? And I think this is much easier to navigate than just like this massive node tree that branches everywhere. But it might be cool because using a node tree would allow me to do additional things. You'll see this is different because I was testing this added experience to this when you start the game. What else? Yeah, this is here. I've shown this before. This is for when you level up. Like if I did this right now, the quest would complete. But this is basically how you level up. It's debugged right now, so I can just click this and it'll work. But in the actual game, that's not how it's going to work. Exactly. I mean, it is, but it isn't. I updated the inventory. Well, I can't really call this. This is inventory, but I have ideas on how I want this to look down the road. Alright, but I updated the visuals a little bit to try to be more in line with this new direction for visuals that I'm going. Let's crash the game real quick. Hold on. I don't know why it crashed here, but I must have changed something and forgot about it. But if we click enter, it's going to crash on loot. Yep, there we go. I know that it's blocking the visual. I just need to read this to find out why it's doing this now. It says in assignment property or key loot value type. What? Invalid assignment of property or key loot with a value type resource loot table. The base object. So loot. So we're trying to pass in the loot table itself, is what we're saying. What is loot table? The loot table is a resource. Okay. So it's saying we're trying to pass in the loot table. Okay, I can close this so you can see what's going on now. So the issue here is that loot is not this. I think loot is the actual thing that's using the loot table. Let's find out. No. Yeah. This is the loot table. So we actually just want to do assign loot. Not just make it equal to the loot. Gotcha. Where is it? Too far back. Okay, there we go. Let's do it this way. The heck? Okay, we have to be explicit, I guess. Come on. Oh. There we go. Okay, now it should work. I don't. We had to create an instance of enemy data. Gotcha. Okay. I really like that the whole time system is working properly. There's got to be a town somewhere around here, right? Or a dungeon. Oh, there's a town. I didn't want to, you know, I wanted to show off what it looks like when you're traversing and stuff like that. Like, later on, it's supposed to be that you're supposed to get these things that reveal areas of the map. So it's... You can also reveal it by just walking into these areas, but it's supposed to be that, like, you talk to NPCs and then they tell you, like, hey, this is near this area. And so those areas will start popping up and showing and things like that. Right? There we go. So, like, when you walk into these areas like this and you have to do the discovery stuff, that's supposed to be a larger period of time. That's... Anyway, let's see if this works. What the heck? Can non-existent function assign loot in base nil? So it's saying loot doesn't exist yet when we're trying to assign this. Do we create loot at some point? No. This thing should have loot on it, no? Input methods, hurt. Oh, it's over here. Enemy entity. Ah, doesn't have loot on it. I think it handles itself with that. So when we initialize this, if it has a loot table, it'll try to assign the loot table. Otherwise, it'll run assign loot. So it doesn't actually have anything that's going to track the parent to see if it's an enemy entity or not. I think the other two do. Let me check attributes. Yeah, see, it's doing it here. No, this is weird. I think when I updated Godot to 4.3, it lost some connections that were here. Because it makes no sense otherwise. This was working the other day. Right? Like, not before I did the update, it was working fine. Now, we lost some stuff. It's going to be a treat to figure out or find out what else lost its connections. Well, it's better than the file being absolutely corrupted, I guess. But yeah, enemy entity lost its connection to attributes, it lost its connection to elements, and it needed to get back its connection to this loot. And loot should be set to not processing. There you go. There's nothing in these that needs to have a process loop run on them, and they don't detect input signals and stuff like that. These are just information crunchers. You ping them for info and they spit back out info unique to this object. Okay, okay, there. So I think we can close. Man, we had opened up a ton of stuff because of this. This is game development. Okay. So then we pass in the loot table, and it'll take care of the rest. Alright, so let's just save this. Let's close. I'm gonna just close all of these things, because like 99% of this stuff won't need to be opened. There we go. Alright, we're just trying to push for that error again. This time I'm just going to max out my sight range. So when I move, it's going to show me a bunch of locations. Ah, there we go, found one. Okay. Invalid assignment. Mind you, this was working perfectly fine a week ago. I have not touched these sections of this project. So it's probably that this is a null. What is this? Invalid assignment property, entity, value, type, node, enemy, entity, on base object, reference, masteries. What? Invalid assignment property or key, entity, value of type, node, enemy, entity. What? Persistent entities. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's... What is entity looking for here? Is there something? I don't think so. Alright, so we can just put this as regular entity. That's what the problem was. I don't think I mean, we're going to hit some other issues if it needs to be a persistent entity. And, well, we shouldn't hit any issues, actually. Pretty sure we shouldn't hit any issues. Alright, what else? It gave me a bunch of warnings that all the loot tables were empty, which is fine. Oops, accidentally exited. I have it set so that if I right click, I exit. It's been a little minute since I've gone into a dungeon, so I forgot about that. Let's go back in. Okay. So... I mean, technically we already know, because I just accidentally did the exit, but... Yes, damage is still working. Yeah, there we go. Oh, you want to put in damage numbers after we finish today? Thing. Be nice little... This guy is always surviving. What the heck? That's the thing with being the survivor. You get to be the one that takes everything from the... Because no one else is there. Soak up the damage. Get overkilled. Okay. I think there's something very, very different going on here. Like, this is just pure white. I think they must have changed something with how their shader is operating. We got a warning. Event is never used. Okay. We got you. This is supposed to be like a slight blue, but I think they must have changed how it handles the multiplication for the there we go. Multiplication for the alpha. Or, sorry, the multiplication for the emissions. Because even these whites are very bright. Something else is going on here. It might not even be the shader. It could just be something that they changed with the environment. Because I think I'm also using an environment node on this. These whites are popping also. I'm pretty sure they don't have emissions on them. This has an emission. These I'm pretty sure don't. So it could definitely be the environment. Like something maybe lost a connection there. Interesting. Oh, yeah, okay. I think we're good. I'm gonna get out of here. As far as we know, we shouldn't bump into any problems now jumping into a dungeon. So once we make the missions stuff, we can go straight into dungeon stuff. And that should basically be it. Yeah, and we should just be able to... Those same enemies that I was just killing, I should be able to do the same thing without having to worry about this. Throwing unexpected errors. So let's make the mission system now. Yeah, I think we're gonna do that. Let's make the mission system now. So we can close out enemy entity, game environment, and masteries. Okay, so this is this. This is basically, so the normal pattern for when you're making stuff like this is you just make like a slot. In this case, I'm tracking also this background, but really the only two things that'll change are probably this and this. In Godot, we have this tendency of wanting to pass objects, but just in case I'm going to serialize this for some reason, I'm using only the mission ID, which is a string, which is extremely easy to serialize. This is a double clicking pattern, so there's nothing really crazy happening here. All it's doing is it's taking in the initial slot, then it's going to assign the mission ID from the ID I pass in. The logo. So I haven't really thought on how I want to handle this logo issue yet. If I want it to be the actual texture, or if I want it to be a representative of the texture, and then this will parse what texture it should be. And then the detail, obviously. Let me look at this real quick. So on GUI input is something that'll pick up if oh, whoops. There we go. So basically, if you left click this, it will check if you're double clicking. If you are, then it'll do this. If you're not, then it'll do a single click, and then it'll handle double click here. All right, which will basically set double clicking to true. And then while double clicking is true, it's going to then do an await. And then set double click to false after that. But if you click this at some point here, then we should also do this double clicked is equal to false. There. All right, and then that'll turn off double clicked. Right, and that should be that. We also put this here. Right, because now that we put this here, this could change during the time we're awaiting. Right. So yeah, basically, like if we double clicked really fast, right, and then we clicked again, then technically we triple clicked, I guess. But yeah, this is just a quick hatch to make sure that we're not turning double click off, even though we just turned it on, kind of thing. I think that's it. So this is pretty much a pretty simple little class. It's going to handle just taking care of the display. Next, we want to come out of this. So this is done. Let me just double check where I put this. Mission slot. There we go. Okay. Mission slot, and the script should be inside of scripts. This is like a way of handling project setup in Godot, which is, so let's just look at this real quick. So I have my assets, my composition, my resource, my scripts, and my testing. Inside of composition, we have all of my scenes, effectively. But these scenes also contain scripts, similar to this one. So instead of creating or storing them in scripts specifically, I just put them inside of their categories. So like scripts here. This is the mission board, and these are mission board scenes that are going to be in here, and these are the scripts for these scenes that are unique to these scenes. Meanwhile, these scripts over here don't technically have scenes, or they appear in multiple scenes. So they're more general use. All right, so let's go back here. So this is civil. Okay, so this is now, to give some perspective, this is the mission slot we were just looking at. It's this thing right here. The idea is we have now a signal here, which is handling on GUI input event. So if I bring the mouse over and left click, it will now detect that and handle what you just saw me put in. The next part is the manager for this, right? Because something needs to manage this. That's this, the mission UI. So the mission UI needs to manage a few things, I think. So I don't think it wants to manage the individual slots. I think this wants to manage the individual slots, this right here. Yeah. So this wants to manage it for the commissions. This wants to manage it for the submissions. All right. And the job of these will be pretty simple. So let's add, or hopefully it's pretty simple. Oh, I need to correct the spelling on that also. I think I was doing it UI underscore create. There we go. Okay, so we could probably get away with making this an abstract class. Where the heck is it? Let's name it UI abstract commission. A long name, but it is what it is. Okay. Alright, so the idea is pretty simple here. It's that we're going to make an abstract class that... Yeah, we're going to make an abstract class that this inherits from. That's the idea. Because we're going to end up creating it twice. So one for submissions, one for commissions. And it's really only going to have, I think, like a few options, right? It's going to be var array, array. I think this is going to be string. Yeah, it's a change later. We don't know. Could be a dictionary. I think it's a string though. And it's going to be so now all commissions have quest IDs. So we can just use a quest ID in this case. Okay, so we also need to make this no. Programmatically, which icon to pick. Okay, so this, where is it? Has an on-clicked interface and on double-click interface. Initialize. I think that answers that. Yeah, we can do the same thing here. So this step is 1/3 of the way done. I have to also build out submissions, but there is also this. This is like the top thing, right? Like this is what's going to manage. So this is managing all of the slots. This now has to be where we translate stuff from being generated to being something the player will see. Basically something this can translate from data to pretty stuff. Same thing over here. So this is going to basically just be a duplicate of this, but polymorphed into being what it needs to be for itself. That's the reason why we set it up the way we did just a second ago. We don't have to type all of that over again. So let's just do this. Attach a new script. I forgot what we call the other one. I think it's down here. UI commission board, so we call this UI. Submission board. Okay, it's going to take this, and it is going to okay. And the only thing that we really need to change are these three. Everything else should stay the same. Right? Because the behavior here needs to be different. This one can actually go up. It's really only double click that changes. Right? Because we're bringing in two different kinds of UI. Is the point. So we could actually do this. We can get rid of this. And go back up to there. We don't need handle clicked. It might be possible. We'd have to do an is check. We're gonna have to do that anyway. So yeah, we don't need to do this. You know what? We're entering that area where I need to see it to know it. Planning isn't working out in my head. So we need to actually just do it, see what it errors with, and if we like what the end result is or not. So let's just do it this way. There we go. Right, like when we do it, we're gonna run into something maybe something we don't like, and you could just fix it. And for now, we're just going to copy this over. Okay. Okay. So now this is officially... I wish we could, like... That would be something that they should do in Godot, like allow you to cascade these into, like, sections. That'd be really good. Okay, so now the main thing is this right here. This is the big daddy. One sec. Okay. So now the big daddy of it all is the missions. This is the one that... Oh, what am I looking at? Oh. Oh, we can use this. No, this is looking for... So this needs to be redone. We need to remove this script. This is not a good way to handle it. I wish we could, but we can't. That's expecting journal. We're not looking for journal. It would be way too complicated to go that direction. Okay, so now this level is going to, this is the missions level, is going to be handling a few things, right? It's going to be handling this, this, this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. The exit button. I think the exit button could no, it needs to handle the exit button. It needs to handle in and outing of itself, which means that... But I think this is handling that. So... you can just follow past practice. Okay. Okay. Let's create a new script for this. This one's going to be called the UI missions. Board. This is the Big Daddy script, so we have to break it down into a few parts. First, we have the, let's actually check how we did it in the past with, like, the store. So, yeah, okay. So first we have to handle... And what else? Then we have to handle... translation, I think. Yeah. And then the rest are just Manipulations. When the player manipulates the data. Okay. And also, of course, API tools. Okay, let's start with the displaying and hiding. We're going to look at, let's just copy paste this for now. All right. So in my mind, I think I want this to just pop in. I don't want it to fade or anything like that. So we're just going to do this. Okay. So this needs a place where it's going to be getting its information from, which would be the commissions. And commissions belong to the location, and the locations generate their own commissions every month. Should I make it every month? Let's say every 3 months they generate the new commissions. Right, so we'll do it that way. Every 3 months they generate new commissions. So this needs to get passed in the board. This doesn't exist yet. Okay, so we're gonna get passed in the board here. And then we'll store this. This is throwing me off, that's what's happening. Okay. We don't have this class yet, so we are going to start building that also. And that's a part of location. How did I do this before? With cultivation. Okay, gotcha. Good news is this should be the last script that I have to do for this part. So it's just about finding. Is it under entities? Should be under quests. I think these would just be scripts. Oh, this is my original quest script. I had tried this the first time. Didn't like this one. Yeah, I think it falls under its own thing. wait, there's an easy way. Location, because these can only be tied to locations, right? So yeah, okay, this makes more sense. So let's create a new script. Commission board. Because commission boards are tied to locations. So this makes sense. Okay. So we should make this before while we're making the other part also. This way, well, let's go back. Now that we have this, my brain is ready, I think. So we've taken the board and save. Okay. So this is where we go into the next part. Okay, so now we need references. We also need these three. So for each commission in board.get commissions, so now we go here and we say commissions, add commission. So the commissions. Hmm. 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 One sec. Yeah, here we go. Where is it? That's not it. Ugh. Oh. No. I remember what it's under now. Okay. Okay. So we need to give these IDs. So we'll say that the first one will be just the generic one. And this one will just be like to clear a area. I guess this one would be complete. I don't know. Do we have to use everything? I don't think so. So let's just go over here. Oh, I know what the other one could be. Rescue. And then this one can be... Oops. Stop. This one can be escort. Target. This one can be defend the location. And capture. I think those all make sense. I can't remember if this works. I think we have to do it separately. So it looks like we go here. Then we can do this. I don't think we can initialize it inside of the dictionary, which would have been nice. And then we do an enum. Yeah, it's just annoying to type. Hopefully you can rely on AI to fix it, right? Yes, it did it properly. Okay, awesome. There we go. What did you mess up? Did I mess up something? Rescue target in types. I think I forgot to put rescue target. Yeah, I did. Okay. And we're going to take this out of here. Okay. So now we have our map and key set up. So now we need to... I don't want to go into that yet, but we need to build this. It says cannot infer type, icon type. That's fair. That is fair. It's going to give me back a texture 2D. Which I think it's going to give me an issue, so let's just make this variant. Unless they changed it, Godot hates when you tap a dictionary, even if it's a constant. It just doesn't like setting the type for the values of a dictionary. It'll set it over here though, like when it has to check the variant type, but it is what it is. Okay, I think that's actually it. So basically, when we open this commission board up, we'll set the board to being this, and then we'll update the commission board. And then from there, we add this. So the only thing left is to finish the initialization process. This. Take commission container, and we have a couple of things we need to connect with, all right? commissions. Okay, I think this is actually it. We don't, because we designed the API at the lower levels, I'm pretty sure we don't need to go too deep here. So I'm gonna just leave this, I wanna say that this is what needs to be done for this. Come back later to document it all, but for right now, this is it. Okay, so now I want to go here, but before I can go here, I need to actually design out some of the data side for the commission board. Let's do that. So what I'm trying to contemplate is if I want to break out the commission generation into like a separate tool that generates commissions entirely. Or if I want So let's think about this. When a mission is generated, it's not just generated by the town by itself. It's generated by people around the town. Right? So we already have the location ID of the town, so we can just get that. And what we want is another tool that will allow us to capture all NPCs based on their distance from a position. So this is actually part of the we can use this. Yeah, okay, I gotcha. So we can use this as part of the entities manager. So we have get entities, get all entities here. You know what? No, we want this. Okay, yeah, I was just testing out some stuff to see like how that would play out. But basically, this is my tool to help me get to that part. We don't need it yet, but we're about to. Um, okay, so let's think about the process. So when the game starts, we're making these locations, or when we load the game, we make these locations and we run initialize. But we don't need initialize, actually. This is data. What we need is that. There we go. Okay, and then from here now we can do this. Out, populate. Should it populate the commission board? I don't think so. When we create it, yeah, we should run populate, but inside of that we're going to have a check. So we create this, it informs it who it belongs to, and then we do populate commission board, and then we check for next update. So that means that we have an array of quests here. Okay, gonna have to call it here. A small emergency came up. Give me one sec. Alright. I guess that's where we're gonna call it, yeah.